Well, let me give you the starting lineups for the first 15-lap event in our Bandolero series here on this Saturday evening. Rolling off in the fifth position tonight out of Nashville, North Carolina. The Sign Shop sponsorship 24 car, that's a Jonathan Klug. Starting on the outside of row number 2, fourth tonight out of Smithfield, North Carolina. In the B-Thrifty TSS Motorsports sponsored 356 numbered car, that's Hunter Hansen. We'd like to welcome to the Speedway a new driver tonight out of Charleston, South Carolina. In the 1-hour AC and heating, as well as Labor Max staffing, the sponsored 11 car, that beautiful number 11, that's Matt Emery behind the wheel from Charleston, South Carolina. And now, ladies and gentlemen, your front row for tonight's 15-lap Bandolero race number 1. On the outside of row number 1, starting second from Manassas, Virginia, in the B-Thrifty, the Sign Shop sponsored 24 car, well, that's Mason Diaz. And on the pole tonight from Sanford, North Carolina, in the Chevy Boat and Marine Atlantic Resources Chick-fil-A sponsorship, well, that is the blue and white 24 car. That's Blaze Brinkley. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen, as right now Mike here is giving them the 1 lap to go. Signal pace car lights are out. We'll be going green to kick off tonight's 290 laps of action here at Southern National Motorsports Park. Here on this Saturday evening, we'd like to welcome once again Matt Emery from Charleston in that 11 car. Jonathan Klug, second race in 2012. He is starting shotgun on the field in that 24 car. Also, Hunter Hansen in the 356 making his second start here at the Southern National Motorsports Park. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, as Blaze Brinkley and Mesa Diaz bring the field out of turn number 4. Pace car down pit lane, green flag in the air, and we're underway as Blaze Brinkley takes the lead with Matt Emery right there in second place. The driver out of Charleston making a pass on Mason Diaz as they enter turn number 1.
Blaze Brinkley looks like he was shot out of a cannon. He opens up 3, 4, 5 car lengths down the back straightaway. Second place, Matthew Emery. Third place, Mason Diaz.
And right now, following the fourth place runner is Hunter Hansen in that 356 car. Actually, Hunter's back to fifth as Jonathan Klug has worked his way up to fourth. But right now, all eyes are up front as Blaze and Brinkley of Sanford continues to show the way. But here comes the Palmetto State driver, Matt Emery, closing in that yellow number 11.
Great to have Matt Emery here all the way from South Carolina to make his first start here in 2012 in the Bandolero division. And Blaze Brinkley, he's continuing there. He's 6, 7, 8, 10 car lengths ahead of the 11 of Matthew Emery. 31 note, tough break for Riley Lemons this week in the shootout in Charlotte. Destroyed her car, and she was the top contender here, and they just couldn't get it back together here this week.
I know, Riley, if you happen to see her pictures online, that front end of her number 11 Bandolero car, I tell you that driver out of young Yorktown, Virginia, that is, really had a hard impact amongst other Bandolero cars down in Charlotte this past Tuesday, and that's the reason Riley can't be here right now. But Blaze Brinkley continues to show the way here on this Saturday evening. As you see Matt Emery, and then you've got Mason Diaz third. Jonathan Klug is running fourth, and further back, here's a 356 of Hunter Hansen out of Smithfield, North Carolina. But right now, Blaze Brinkley continues to show the way.
Blaze Brinkley still showing the way here, and Matthew Emery rides second, Mason Diaz third, Jonathan Klug fourth, and Hunter Hansen rounding out the top 5. So, great run so far for first time at the track for the car number 11 of Matthew Emery. We're going to give these guys an additional 10-lap feature here, Phil, just coming up later tonight. We thankful for Matthew Emery making the trip. Just going to give him a few more laps here. It's a non-sanctioned event, but these young drivers are the future of the sport.
Yeah, right now, just to let you know that we are 6 laps in out of this 15-lap event number 1. As Blaze Brinkley all afternoon has been showing that left front fender there, just flapping into William in the race leader's car. And, even taking the pole earlier today and now showing the way as Hunter Hansen's gone a lap down right now as we have actually 8 laps left remaining in this 15-lap race number 1 here, Charlie.
Coming to halfway this time by for the car number 24, Blaze Brinkley, who is a feature winner here in the Bandolero division, and Matthew Emery, he still continues to try to run down that car number 24, Blaze Brinkley, but he's continuing to open up that lead another half a straightaway down the backside.
I tell you, Blaze Brinkley is in a zone all to himself. That's an area code zone, that is, as he continues to pull away from Matt Emery out of Charleston, South Carolina in that 11 car. But a strong showing, first-time driver here at Southern National, and got to hand it to him on 17 degrees of banking, one of the tallest banks that he would face here on the East Coast here in Kenly, North Carolina.
Also, one of the biggest venues also for the Bandolero Tour, these guys are running what they call a blue plate restrictor. They run the restrictor plates that's similar to what the Cup cars would run at like Talladega or Daytona to try to keep the flow of fuel and air mixture down to slow these guys down, because these Bandoleros, believe it or not, could reach up to speeds of 70-plus miles an hour on the speedway if not restricted.
Well, I tell you, we're glad that the youngsters out here, the future stars of NASCAR right now, able to keep their car actually underneath them, as this is a slick track here. The sun's still beating down over here in turns 3 and 4. And in fact, you see our big boy truck stop late model teams getting ready with their cars. As we've been caution free, we've got 3.5 laps left remaining as Blaze Brinkley concludes another lap, putting the 24 Jonathan Klug a lap down.
Klug will be coming to 2 laps to go, this time by 4th of Blaze Brinkley, followed by the car number 11 of Matthew Emery. Then we'll have Mason Diaz and Jonathan Klug, and then Hunter Hansen rounding out the field. So 2 to go, Phil.
I wonder how these cars are actually going to handle later tonight, Charlie. These cars usually run in the daylight here at Southern National Motorsports Park. It'll be the first time in 2012 they will actually be under the lights, and ought to be rather interesting later on tonight to see how this track will change for these drivers, especially for the people like Blaze Brinkley, Mason Diaz, and Matthew Emery. And right now it looks like we are having, as the number 11 car trying to close into the 24, just can't seem to do it as white flags in the air as Blaze Brinkley showing the way down the back straightaway. Okay. Right now, here comes a checkered flag out of Sanford Valley on Blaze Brinkley. Has led since the drop of the green flag. Caution free in that 24 car. Big showing for Matt Emery out of Charleston, South Carolina. And Mason Diaz rounding out your top 3 with Jonathan Klug and Hunter Hansen already a lap down in the top 5. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Remember, these cars will be running another feature later on this evening, 10 laps. Thanks to Matt Emery for coming in tonight and saying he'll be part of that if you line that up. And drive out of Charleston, South Carolina, we'll have another 10 laps to show in the books. But right now, Blaze Brinkley brings home the race win, ladies and gentlemen, and the Chantilly Marine and Boda Marine Chick-fil-A sponsored 24 car out of Sanford, North Carolina. Here comes Mason Diaz, as he is down here as well in victory lane podium.
Blaze Brinkley. Blaze, I'll tell you what, congratulations and great run. You checked out today, kind of in a zip code of your own. Just another day at the office, huh?
Yes, sir, thank you. I'd like to thank Bando for Wayne, my mom, my dad, my sister, my brother, Atlantic Resources, Chatler Boat Marine, and Chick-fil-A.
I'll tell you what, you guys are going to run another little 10-lap feature here coming up later tonight. The first time you guys had 2 events here in 2012. Looking forward to another 10 laps?
Yes, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, give him a hand. He's another feature winner here in 2012 for the Chatley Boat Marine ride of the quarter 24 of Blaze Brinkley. Wait for the second, third place cars here to get it get undone here. The safety devices coming off, and the young drivers as they climb from their cars. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're interested in going Bandolero racing, you need to contact Mike Diaz or also Chris Lemons. Them guys deal with these Bandoleros, so you can get your kids started at a very young age and reasonable. Mike, over to second place. Charlie, I'm sitting down here with Matt Emery. Matt, tell me, how long have you been racing Bandoleros, man?
2 years.
I know your dad called me a couple weeks ago. You kind of just moved down here to North Carolina. You're originally from Vegas, and you raced at a little racetrack that I'm pretty familiar with out there. It's called the Bull Ring, and I believe this is your first time on back in the Bandolero since moving from Las Vegas out here to North Carolina.
Yes, it is.
How does it feel to get back in the car? Looks like you were handling out there pretty good, taking a second place here at the first time here at Southern National. So how'd the car handle? Tell us a little bit about it.
It was perfect, basically. Not tight, not loose, just dead perfect.
Good. How long have you been racing?
2 years.
Okay, great. Is there anybody in particular that you'd like to thank?
My dad, which is basically my entire crew, and my sponsors, 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating, Labor Max Staffing, and O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Well, that's fantastic, Matt. We greatly appreciate you coming down here. I know that you drove almost 3 hours to get out here. And ladies and gentlemen, Matt Emery down here taking a second place finish. First time out here at Southern National.